Hello, I'm Rhonda Wood, and I am here at the Leadership Experience Tour in Detroit, Michigan. I am super excited about our guest today. Today I have with me Dr. Elizabeth Carter. And Dr. Carter, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Absolutely excited to be here. It's my second time around, and the second time is always grander.
Yes, you know what? And I was like, this is her second time, which means she must have blew it out the park so much the first time that she got a personal invitation to come back and do it again. Now, Dr. Carter, people were blown away from your presentation last year. And here you are again at the February 2022 edition. And so I heard from a little birdie, everybody is excited about what you are going to bring to the stage tomorrow. Can you tell us just a little bit about what your speaker topic will be?
Thank you, Rhonda. My topic tomorrow, I always speak on leadership, and as an African-American female working in corporate, we have a lot of struggles different than the majority. Tomorrow I'll be talking about imposter syndrome, the stress of being a leader, and the challenge is that less than 8% of African Americans hold leadership roles, and I'm trying to break that mold. But we need more tips, tools, and information on how to do that, so I share some tips tomorrow to help them elevate their game.
Wow, I know people are looking forward to that presentation, but let's dissect that topic a little bit. Why do you think there aren't a lot of roles in corporate settings for African Americans?
I think that what happens is that we don't have enough education. When we look at the prerequisites for a position and said, oh, I don't have that, I don't have that. We think we need to be 100% qualified, where realistically others will be half qualified and still go for it, and we're afraid to step up. I also think that we're still somewhat feared in the room. While we are very intelligent, have great insight and information, they're not yet ready to hear from us. So we really have to work on how do we communicate more effectively so that they feel comfortable with us and will keep us in these rooms.
Wow. So what advice do you have for, let's say, corporate leaders first? What advice do you have for them and how they should be, how they should, do they need more training in terms of, seeing the value in African Americans, or what do you think it is? What would be your advice for them?
Well, right now there's a huge influx of training on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the equity piece now is we've added that in because every person needs something different to feel equal in the workplace. And one person may need more training. A big thing I'm big on is mentoring and sponsorship. You need someone to guide you through the politics, the implicit biases, and the sponsor will talk for you when you're not in the room. That's where all the opportunities happen and where all the conversations happen. So I say get a mentor and a sponsor is the biggest piece to help us break through.
Mentor and a sponsor. Okay, now what would be your great advice for, let's say, the person on the other side, the person who's the employee? I'm an African American, I'm a woman. I might think, man, I feel like I'm disqualifying myself from this great opportunity. I'm too insecure, I'm shy about my qualifications to even step forward and apply. What would be your advice?
I would definitely say, again, the mentorship is key. And really, sometimes the mentor may need to look like you, and sometimes they don't. So I say look for someone who is where you want to be or where you are today, and just reach out to them. We've got to get comfortable and just reach out. Hey, I'd love to talk to you. Let's have coffee. Let's talk via Zoom because we're all working from home now. So we have to be very intentional in reaching out and making our own personal network, as I call it, and that will really be the one way to be successful quickly.
Wow, this has been amazing. So I know that you are definitely an expert in your field. As we sort of wrap up our interview, what would be your one great piece of advice for our audience? Or what would you like to leave the audience with or want them to know?
I would say the main three things I talk about is about being vocal, being visible, and being valued.
Wow, the 3 V's.
Yes, and we undervalue our worth. because we're not clear in articulating what we've done and how we've added value to our corporations.
Wow.
So it's really about thinking about what you do, who you're touching, what is it impacting, and how are you influencing change in the organization by what you're doing.
Wow, that's powerful. Being vocal, being visible, and being valued. Wow, that is a thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Dr. Elizabeth. Listen, I know folks are looking forward to your presentation. I see why they invited you back a second time. You heard it here first. Dr. Elizabeth Carter has dropped some major nuggets. She's an expert in her field, and she'll be dropping them bombs tomorrow. You guys do not want to miss it. Now, we will be here live. Everyone needs to download the On Stage Plus TV Network app so that you can be sure to watch us on all available streaming platforms, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV, as well as other smart devices. Thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and thank you again.